what we're going to do today is a little Reptilescan tutorial. For us that use it, we love it, and I'm by no way paid by Reptilescan to do any of this. So, even though they probably should be, because many people as I've turned on to them. First thing you need to do, obviously, is go to Reptilescan on your computer. Set up an account. Well, actually, you get the app on your phone first, which I just so happen to be running two phones at the same time. So, let's see here. Focus. Here we go. Your Play Store or iPhone app, whatever it is. Reptilescan. RS. That is the one you're looking for right there. That's what it looks like. And I can't remember exactly how much it is. I think the first time you buy it, it's 20 some bucks and that's it. So once you've bought it the first time, you don't have to buy it again. Switch phones, you can re-download it, no big deal. And this comes up with all your information. Let me turn on the Wi-Fi. That might help. It's freaking hot in here. So basically, when I'm moving these guys, because they've all shed, they've all done their job. So we're going to move them from this tub to separate tubs so we can set them up, feed them, and get them ready. And here is our Dymo label writer printer. That's what makes all the nice pretty labels one at a time, which is the way to go. I wouldn't do it any other way. Okay, as you can see from here, this is all my animals. You got your ID, you can sort them by ID, which is really nice, and it'll flip it to you. Now see, it's showing all the males. And the F here means that he didn't eat the last time, so that's pretty cool. It's got male born, if you got that info on there, morph, rack that it's in, and you can even put it down to the tub that it's in, which I used to do that, but then I started switching around so much, sorting animals the way I wanted. Then you got a price if you have some for sale. Last feeding, there you can see I just fed them on the 10th. Food interval, 7 days. It's also got food, which doesn't show up for some reason, but the food I have in there is rats. This gets pretty, it's more just play around and get it the way you want it. Up here you see, this is your active. Here's your hungry tab, that'll tell you who didn't eat, which says all kinds of them. For some reason, I don't understand why. I don't ever flip on that tab, so. Oh, hungry, that just means they're hungry, which they just ate yesterday, so I don't know why that is. Here's the ones that says it needs fed, which I think there's actually some. She is getting ready to drop babies, and these two are sold. Like I've went through my deal and I forgot to get rid of a few of them. She just laid a clutch and she hasn't eaten and went back on food yet, so. And this guy here, he's just kind of a pain in the butt. You got reserved, dead, for sale, sold, a little bit of everything. Up here you got, this is your reptiles tab, that's what we're on. Hit the clutches, whenever you get clutches, it'll automatically, it's kind of nice, it automatically names your clutches. Like we're on the 10th clutch of 2017. Gives you an automatic date when they're laid, or when they're laid. You know, you scan it, you scan the mother, and then you say that it has had babies or had eggs. It gives you a due date. I think it's 56 days on here for some reason. So I usually let it go a little bit longer than that. But I had some come out at 56 this year. You got your good eggs. It'll tell you how many good eggs you have. Mother, father, so on and so forth. All the way down. Then here's where you can make your label. You can edit your label. This is the big one. This is your racks. This is the first thing you want to set up when you get on here, is set up a rack. Just take rack number 1. You can name it whatever you want. Mine's a Vision rack. The size of quartz, tubs, 22 tubs, brand, which I guess I could have put Vision in there, but it doesn't really matter. Once you have that set up, then when you set up a new animal, you can put it into that rack, which is nice because if you batch feed, like if you feed 22 animals at one time, it's nice to just scan one label, and you can actually go on there, and if 1 or 2 didn't eat, you can deselect those 2 animals, and it'll record all the other animals is eaten. I don't go into depth and put every, because not every animal eats the same size. So I don't go too in depth on the size of animal. I usually just put small rat, 1 small rat. If they eat 2, I just put 1 small rat. It doesn't, you know, I don't get too in depth on it. As long as they've eaten, that's the main thing. Get that down. Got it made. It's makes feeding day so much easier to keep track of. 1 click, put down what they ate, 1 rat, and then it puts everybody down as eaten, and those 2 other animals is not eaten. That's why I have it set up with the racks. And these other ones, I mean, you got activities. I've never clicked it, so let's see what it is. I don't know. No activities. Oh, okay, this is what's happening. Last week. Let's see what happened last week. Oh, there you go. There's all my feedings. See, rat weaned, rat weaned. I'm sure there's page after page of that. Looks like our boy Miguel was up doing a live feed, or a live auction. I forgot about that. You got last month. Yep, that's pretty cool. And then between 2 dates is obvious. On your market, you can have stuff for sale on there, which I don't have anything on there for sale, but that's pretty neat too. Import, export, I don't know what that is. Your account, that's obvious. Feedback, then you can upgrade to premium. I've never upgraded premium. I mean, this thing keeps track of sheds, defecations. I mean, so much stuff that I really don't track. It's amazing. I mean, the main thing I track is their feedings. I might track a major clean, like if I completely take a rack out, take it outside, bleach it down. I mean, just deep cleaning. It's got a section for that. Breedings, pairings, locks. I mean, you name it. The cheapest version covers it. I mean, I don't know what's on the upgrade or upgrade premium. I don't know what's on the premium, so I couldn't tell you. I just know that I've used this for, I can't even tell you how long. It's been so long. And that's definitely what I would do. And now I'll show you pretty much how to set up an animal. Now me, when I do it, I just go to my reptiles and I'll hit the ID, and it brings up all my males and females and stuff like that. Hit it again, it'll switch it again. See, now it's all just on males. It'll go by ID number, by sex, and now it should switch to, oh, this should be the females. Oh, males. I thought I got it to switch to female. Oh, duh. Hit the sex button. There you go. Now it switched to females. I mean, every one of these you can click, and that'll change what you're looking at. You see, this obviously says what rack it's in. I already went over that, obviously. So, if, say, the quickest way for me to do this was I go straight to my baby rack. So I know that my Shippy, see, it's a 6-quart. So if I'm looking for, this is rack number 6. So if I go back to my reptiles, I go to rack. That's rack 7. 1, 7. Oh, I think it just goes to the end. Okay. So what we can do, there's rack 6. So basically, if I have an animal in here, I've already got it set up. So if you have one set up, I'll do that first. This is the easiest way to create a new animal. You just go over here to show, or you can actually go to, actually show, I think is what I want. Yeah, show. See, this has got all your information on it that you put in. I mean, you can put, oh, so much stuff on here. Category, your name, F76. I don't get too much into naming anymore. Bad thing happened to me and I quit naming my animals. Species name, ball python. Scientific name, Python regius. Common name, fire vanilla hypo. I mean, you can get in-depth. Born on this day, morph hypo cream. All that gets printed on your label. Venomous, obviously no. You can put origin on there, your weight, food, size, habitat, breeder email. This is obviously captive bred or wild caught. Cities, this is where you can put your for sale information on it. Clutch ID number, which I usually put on the babies if it's one of my animals. Nicknames, license number, chip number, species number, father, mother, rack cage, so it'll be in rack 6. Tub, which I don't do anymore. Notes, weight progress. So I mean, it tracks a lot. So say I already have an animal set up. What I'll do is I'll come over here and I'll just hit the clone button. That brings up this. And from here, we can edit this information so you don't have to keep typing in ball python, Python regius, all that stuff. You can just edit this, change the number to your new number, and like my new ones, they'll be a 2017 number. So that way, when they're sold, it's easier for me to keep track of them. And this is how I would normally set up one of mine. And I mean, it's got everything on here. Origin, food, food type, rat live. You can put all kinds of stuff in here. I mean, it's got it all. And there's a section when you set it up to begin with. You can put in here which you want to see and what you don't want to see. So I could take all the worms and stuff off there if I wanted to, and piglets, obviously, rabbits, rabbit live. I could take all that off if I didn't want to see it, but I just never messed with it. Once I have rat live on there, that's all that shows up. Adult size, breeder email, there's all that stuff. Captive bred, cities, clutch ID, that's where I'll put in the clutch ID, I'll show you that. Price if you want it for sale. Nicknames, here's your father tab, which this will bring up all your animals, which is kind of, I wish it would just, you know, it's a father, so I wish it would just bring up the males. I mean, you have them labeled as males, it would make it easier. If you don't have a father in there under your deal, or it came from somebody else and you want to put the father's name in, you can just put it in here. You can have a father's photo, mother's photo, you can have the baby's photo. There's where we click the rack button, which I'm surprised this one doesn't have it already picked. So I may have to edit that. Maybe I haven't been keeping track of her. That's kind of weird. So she's in rack 6 right now. So I want to make sure. Well, obviously she's in rack 6 because that's what I picked. So she's in rack 6. I moved her from a different rack. There's your tub you can put in. There's all kinds of notes, sales card comments, and then create. Oh, that's why, because I forgot. I did a duplicate. So that's what you would do if you already had one set up. And I know I'm doing it kind of backwards, but that's what I have right now. So I'll go back through and show you how to set up a new one next. Alright, so here we are at the main screen again, where it says reptiles. Now, this is how you add a new one. Just go over here to the green add button. It's got a plus sign on it. And here you go. There's your ID number, male, female, all this kind of stuff. So, it's 2017. So I would normally put 2017, trying to type over the camera, 2017-01. I'm always a caps lock freak, so F. So 2017-01F, that's going to be a female. I put it in the ID also, just makes it that much easier. Here again, here's your species name. Ball python. Scientific name, Python regis. Common name, this is the Orange Dream clutch, so it's going to be Orange Dream. Born on, and it'll bring up your calendar. And if you already, I already have a label on my clutch, so I can look back here. See, the due date was 6/24. And they came out, I believe, 6/28. So you go up here and change it back to June. They were due the 24th, and they came out of the egg on the 28th. So there you go. Getting my water bowls ready. Common name, Orange Dream, morph, Orange Dream. You can tab through this too. Venomous, weight. I never really take weight. I guess I probably could, but my scale's broke anyway. So, origin, food, feeding type, and I always go with. This is where you set it up to begin with. I always do rat live because that's what I feed. People like it or not. Adult size, habitat, breeder. Suppose I could both, since it's probably going to be for sale. And then let's go over that. Yahoo.com. Captive bred. Cities, which I don't really, guess I could put my city down there because that's where it was born. Clutch ID. What's our clutch ID over there, Asher?
Which one?
On the Orange Dream one. What's that say? The ID number?
2172.
2017-2. So the clutch ID number is 2017-2. I don't have any images on my computer, but this is where you would put your images for the baby. And if you have them on your phone, you can also upload them from your phone, which is nice. You don't really have to mess with this. Once you have this set up, you don't have to mess with it really hardly at all unless you're printing off a label or adding a new animal. You hardly ever get on the computer side of it anymore. It's once you have all your labels printed and everything else, it's all, you know, you scan it with your phone and everything. Here again, there's your price, which I'm not sure what I'm going to put down for those yet. Nicknames, license number, chip number, blah, 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 blah. What's the father number over there, buddy? M120?
Yeah.
And scroll down. And they don't, at least if they put them in numerical order, it would help. See there, I accidentally just skipped right to M120. Okay. Here you can put the father's name, which he was the Orange Dream. I have pictures, but not on the computer. What's the mother? F07? Ooh, look at that, right at the top. Nope, that's M. Damn it. Hate to say it, people. There's no gay snakes in here. I guess there could be, but you wouldn't be getting any babies.
F07.
F07. Mother, she was also an orange. Doreen. Rack. What rack are we going to put them in? We're going to put them in 6? Is that 6 over there? It is at 6. I know it's 6. Yep. So now it's set up in 6. Feeding interval 7 days. There's your due date, which ain't going to have a due date. And create reptile. There he is. Or she, I guess. She. So from here, my mouse does not like this countertop. Hit your actions. And you want to go QR code normal, or N. Sometimes it takes my computer a little time for it to come up. It likes to think a lot and crash because it's a piece of junk. There we go. And there you go. 2017 01F female ball python, Python Regius, Orange Dream, born. Morph Orange Dream, rack 06. Now this is where it can get really messy. When you hit your print button, a whole bunch of crap popping up over there. Alex Jones. Close. Of course, you know, it says it wants to put it on 11 by 8.5 inch paper, which ain't going to happen. So the first thing you want to do is come up here, pick your Dymo label writer. I've went over this a million times, but just for those people who haven't watched those videos or seen those videos, you want to go to your page setup, 3256. There's a bunch of them, and it took me a while to figure out which one was right. 3256. Hit OK. And I wish it would. For some reason, I cannot get my printer to stay to where every time I print one, it automatically does all this. It would be super nice because the labels are 4 by 2.31 inches. So there's our label. Now, I only print one for the females, but later on my males, I print one for the... Asher, grab me one of those tags on the males rack. Thank you, sir. I'll print one for the tub itself, and then I'll have one on an ID card. And you can get these at Office Max, Office Depot, whatever. Most of your office places. I'll print one of these off, and when I'm breeding, this will be on the tub that the female's in. So I put the male in there, and I put this on there. That way when I go to scan it, I can scan the female, say that she's locked, and then I can scan the male, and it'll record the date that that happened. So that's why we keep these fancy dancy little deals around. I'll put it back, Buff. So here we got our label all set up, and we're only going to print one on this one. And pretty easy. Hit print. Printer in error state. Major fail. Alright, so with the printer problem, it only printed out one label. But as you can see, if it'll focus. Come on, focus. There it goes. There's our one label for the Orange Dream. So the other ones just got writing on them for now. And once they're done, once I get some cashola, we'll go get some more labels and set up the rest.